What is going on, guys, and welcome back for another video. And in today's video we are going to be doing a fish room tour. This video we're going to stick with just the North American natives, but to be honest, really makes up like 90% of this fish room. We've only got 3 or 4 tanks with non-North American native fish in them. But if you're new to the channel, we keep all cold water tanks, no heaters. All the plants are live, all the hardscapes are natural, and we do everything low tech and on a budget. So like I said, it's going to be all North American native fish room tour this time around, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get this party started. So the first tank we're going to show is this 6-foot long custom aquarium over here. This is a hand-built aquarium framed out of aluminum extrusion. Sort of different. Oh, you're trying to bite me? But this is what I like to call the big mouth tank. So all the fish in this tank have large mouths. Green sunfish. This is a rock bass down here, and he's a wargill. He's a warmouth bluegill hybrid. But yeah, it's kind of a funny tank. A little bit of an aggression issue between the green sunfish and the wargill. The wargill is the boss and pushes this guy around. For some reason he's hanging out down there. Maybe he knows I got the camera out, but yeah, they're doing pretty good. These guys, him and the little rock bass here, actually are eating pellet food. So it's kind of surprising. I've only had this guy about 2 weeks. Caught him about 2 weeks ago, and he's already on the prepared pellet food, so that's cool. Here's a wargill. Come in the light, buddy. Over here. Over here. I act like I'm feeding him. Try not to get my finger bit. There you go. So as you can see, he looks like a bluegill, but his mouth is extremely too large. His mouth literally opens up like bigger than a quarter probably. So he's definitely a hybrid with a warmouth. And yeah, the tank's pretty plain, nothing fancy. Hygrophilia coriambosa, which you'll see in a lot of other tanks around here. One little corkscrew valve. Yeah, nothing fancy. Some weird algae, red algae, brown algae, just black diamond blasting sand, not even any dirt in this one. So that's the first one. Let's see, the second one would be this tank. This is a little 33 long that's divided into 3 sections, and this has some mosquito fish in it. Actually 2 different strains, some western and some eastern. So this little spotty black one is a western mosquito fish from Florida actually, and then all the other females in there are eastern mosquito fish that I've caught here locally. So that's the second one. But like I said, just a little quarantine tank, nothing fancy. Little dwarf sage in there, and that's about it. And I don't think I mentioned all these tanks run off sponge filters in an Alita linear piston air pump. So let's move on to number 3, our dollar sunfish. Pretty cool little sunfish. It reminds me a lot of a long-ear sunfish, and he really doesn't like the camera at all. But he is a very beautiful fish, and he seems to be quite an aggressive eater. And yeah, we enjoy him. He's pretty cool. He's not exactly a dwarf sunfish, but they don't get as large as most of the Lipoma species. So this is a 20-gallon, and this is a dirted tank with some play sand in it, a little bit of moss, more dwarf sage. And I'm not quite sure on this, but this is from a local waterway here, so this is actually a native plant. If you know what this is, leave it in the comments. I'm not sure. It almost looks sort of like a crypt, the way the leaves are growing, but I'm sure it's not. But yeah, you can see there is some die off, and then some nice new green growth. This has only been in here about a week or so, so hopefully that does decent for us. And next door here is our little black banded sunfish. So this is a dwarf sunfish. They do not get very large at all, maybe like 3 inches, 3-4 inches at max. Pretty cool little guy, nice and peaceful. Seems like he probably would get along with most other small dwarf sunfish. We had him initially in here with the dollar, and he's just too mean and bossy, so we moved him over here. And maybe we'll put him in with our blue spotted sunfish. Not sure. Another 20-gallon long in with the Gymnogeo, which is a South American cichlid from Uruguay. But this guy is like lost all his pigment, and he can't see very well, so he's real peaceful. And they get along good in here. 20-gallon, dirted, sand, same deal. Dwarf sage. Well, that's some, what is that, Pogostemus or whatever, I think? That's what that is. Okay, let's see, moving on. Tank number 4. Tank number 4, 150-gallon, 7-foot long. And this is the tank with Mr. Bojangles, our bowfin, in it. So he was not in the last video, I don't believe. No way he was. He might have been. He was upstairs maybe at the time. But this is the tank with him, and this is Pumpkinhead, we call him. He's our pumpkin seed sunfish. And I know this may not be a permanent situation because obviously bowfins in the wild eat sunfish, but for the time being and the size, they get along pretty good. And it's I think it's kind of good for the bowfin to maybe socialize a bit with him. Ever since I put the sunfish in here, he's been out more. With him in the tank on his own, he just kind of lays back, and it seems like he's just lonely, kind of frumpy. So we put the little sunfish in and maybe created a little competition for food, and yeah, works out pretty good. At least it has for a few weeks now. So, but yeah, like I was saying, 150 gallons, 7-foot long, Hygrophila coriambosa there and there, dwarf sage all across the back, and I had a ton of cool crypts in here, but they all like melted from the cold, so that didn't work out too well. A little sword plant of some sort down there, and some more of that native plant that I got. It's actually going to start taking off, so pretty nice piece of driftwood there. A little spot of algae I can't get around here because this actually touches the glass, but this is a dirted tank, and it's got like 10 bags of black diamond blasting sand in it. But this guy definitely one of our favorite fish in the fish room. Mr. Bojangles the bowfin. Look at the dorsal fin movement on him. He's just so cool. Very neat fish. Probably him and the pickerel are probably our two favorite species of fish in the fish room. Other than sunfish too. I really do enjoy sunfish. But he's just all over the place. So yeah, that's tank number 4. And below it would be tank number 5. And this is our yellow bullhead tank. So we've had these guys with multiple other fish, and they are terrible in a community tank. Even the little ones this small will pick on and harass fish, and I think they do it in the middle of the night when everybody's sleeping. So what we decided to do was to move them to their own tank, and they actually get along pretty good. So there's 4 of them in here. Kind of hard to see. There's one up there hanging out in the weeds, one here doing a headstand, and the 2 smaller guys here. They're very cool fish. I really enjoy them. I just don't enjoy them when they pick on my other fish, so that's why they're chilling together down here. But this was initially going to be the sump for this tank, which I still plan on doing. I have the pump and all that, but it's housing these guys for now. So nothing fancy here. This is a dirted tank from dirt out of the backyard. Cap with some sand, a little black blasting. More hygrophila over here, a little dwarf sage, and then I threw some of the native plants there at the top and floated them. And a few pieces of driftwoods for the fish to hide in. Okay, moving on to the next one. 90-gallon, dirted, black diamond blasting sand. More hygrophila coriambosa, more dwarf sagittaria. And I think that's about it. Oh, there's some moss back there. That's a piece of bacopa. There's a couple pieces of bacopa in here, but they're not doing too great. Let's see. Fish. Yeah, yellow perch. 2 of them right here. This guy, a little bit bigger this guy, and our black-nosed crappie. And they are just coming off of having a little bit of fin deterioration from me actually switching some fish around. So I put these guys in this tank. This is the tank the rock bass used to be in, and with a matter of like 5 to 10 minutes, the rock bass was trying to destroy these guys' fins. He chewed them up terribly. See, they're just starting to come back around and healing. But these guys, all four together, are a really good combination. Everybody's so peaceful. The yellow perch are very calm and peaceful fish. The crappie are. They're not aggressive whatsoever. They get along really good. They just want to eat. So, got them in here. And it's doing pretty good. Pretty happy with the tank. The tank had a little bit of algae. This tank we actually just tore down and resealed about 2 months ago. So it's just pretty new setup, but just starting to come around pretty good. And completely opposite of that is this 125 gallon right here that is like 4 years old. So it is, you know, brand new tank here, really old tank here. And this guy is trying to destroy it, and it has been trying to destroy it for a while. You can see he just digs holes. He digs holes everywhere and messes it all up. But that's Mr. Grumpy Pants. He's our warmouth. He's a massive warmouth. He's like 9 inches long. He is very, very big. And he is in here with our, some would say, mascot fish, the grass pickerel. So this is a water wolf. This is our large grass pickerel, roughly 11 inches or so. And these are the only 2 fish in this tank. So dirted, sand-capped, 4 years old, lots of Rotala rotundifolia. Really cool piece of driftwood that you can't hardly see. And some big Valsinaria that I got from Lucas Brett's. Huge Valsinaria. Look at this. It's like 4 foot long. Maybe longer. Probably 5 foot long by now. Some of it might be 6. It's ridiculously long. But yeah, pretty cool fish. Pretty cool tank. Well, there actually is some Spixie snails in here as well. So we've got quite a bunch of Spixie snails around here. Acyline Spixie snails, some Bacopa, some rough-looking Java fern. I think that's about it. There's a little dwarf sage over here on the side, but yeah, this is probably one of my more favorite tanks, and like I said, we've had it going for 4 years at least. So, and the Chili Willy Fishroom in memory of Aquarium Cop. Moving on to the metal frame tank. This is about a 75 gallon metal frame tank, and it's got this is a small maple tree root ball turned up on its end. So you're looking at it from kind of like the bottom direction. And more native fish. Here's a cool one right here, central mud minnow. Very neat fish in the pike family. Black-sided darter. Rainbow shiners. White sucker right here, and some rainbow darters. Let's see if I can find the male. I don't see him at the moment. There is a male in here. He's got some nice colors on him. But yeah, pretty cool tank. I think there's two mud minnows in here. One male rainbow darter, probably 4 or 5 females. 12 or 13 rainbow shiners, and yeah, one black-sided darter and one white sucker. Well, these are very, very cool fish. I definitely enjoy these. One of probably my favorite small native is the central mud minnow. And let's see, moving on to which would be the last North American native fish tank. This one down here. So this is a 29. And it has a group of about 10 Florida flagfish in here. Has 2 or 3 blue spotted sunfish and a gold spotted top minnow, which I'm not seeing. Oh, here he is. Oh, he just took off. He's back there. I don't film these tanks very often. I don't even do this. I don't get in front of the tanks and hold cameras up to them and talk. So the fish are a bit skittish, but the Florida flagfish are pretty cool. And there's a sunfish. That guy right there. Oh, focus. Okay, it's not going to focus. Right there. Blue spotted sunfish, a small one there. There's 2 or 3 more, or 1 or 2 more in here, including this guy. I wish that killifish had come out. He is really cool. Gold spotted top minnow. Oh, there he is. Kind of see him back there. Now he's moving. There he is. Not coming across the greatest, but that is our last North American native tank. So, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 North American native tanks down here. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's not the greatest, but I've had some people ask, why haven't I done any more fish room tour videos, or why you've been so long since you've done some? So I figured, let's go ahead and do some. Oh wait, 11. Almost forgot about these guys. This is another really cool tank. This is a 55 gallon, set up like a vivarium or whatever, terrarium. Got some terrestrial plants from the woods in here, some Brazilian pennywort, a really cool little grass pickerel. Probably a 5-inch grass pickerel here. Focus. Pretty cool, dude. Just got him probably a month ago. Very cool. And also a really cool and large mottled sculpin. So don't see these guys a lot. They're pretty neat. Sort of lay around on the bottom waiting for the food to come to them. But yeah, this would be 11. So let's see if I can get this guy's attention. Oh yeah, look, he's ready to bite me. He's ready to jump out the water. He's actually done that. He's jumped out the water. He hasn't bit me. The big one has bitten me. This one has actually jumped out the water for some shrimp. So, I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you all for watching. And if you want to see more of these fish tanks, come by the channel Friday 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we do a live stream every Friday. We go around, show the tanks off, feed the fish, talk with you guys, hang out, so it's a good time. And yeah, like I was saying earlier, hope you guys enjoy the video, and we'll catch you next time.